Let's stop pretending. You've heard the jokes. You've seen the clips. But here's the truth: most men, and even most women, still don't fully understand what squirting really is, what causes it, or why it's so misunderstood. Some have even experienced it without knowing how they got there. Female ejaculation is not a myth. It's not magic. It's not a porn trick. It's a neurological, emotional, and physical response that only happens when the body and brain are in harmony. And if you want to be the partner who helps her reach that experience, not to prove something, but to create deeper intimacy, you need more than technique. You need understanding. Today, we're breaking the silence. Here's what squirting really is, and 5 ways to help her experience it naturally and powerfully. Let's start with the science, because the myths are loud, but the truth is louder. Squirting, or female ejaculation, is a real physiological process. It's not urine, though the fluid may contain small traces of urea or creatinine since it passes through the urethra. What's released comes from the Skene's glands, sometimes called the female prostate, located near the G-spot. During arousal, those glands swell and can release a clear or slightly milky fluid that's chemically closer to prostate fluid than urine. So why the confusion? Because unlike male ejaculation, female release isn't always tied to orgasm. It's not always predictable. That's why even many women don't know if they've experienced it. But here's the truth: most women can squirt. The barrier isn't physical, it's cultural, emotional, and psychological. To release at that level, she doesn't just need stimulation. She needs surrender. Squirting isn't about friction, it's about feeling safe enough to let go of control. This is where most men miss it. You could apply perfect pressure, hit the right spot, follow every tutorial, but if she's tense, anxious, or trying to perform, it won't happen. Why? Because female ejaculation is partly physical but fully neurological. It requires a calm nervous system, the rest and digest state. She must feel unjudged, unrushed, and fully in her body. When that happens, her body doesn't just react, it releases. And that release isn't only fluid. It can carry emotion, memory, and deep tension. It's why some women cry, laugh, or feel spiritually moved. It's not just physical, it's an unblocking of energy. And that's why most men never see it. Not because it's rare, but because they've never created the conditions that allow it. Squirting isn't about performance. It's about presence. What you unlock isn't just liquid, it's liberation. Now let's talk about the G-spot. If you think it's a magic button you press, you've already missed the point. The G-spot isn't a switch. It's a system. Anatomically, it's about 1.5 to 2 inches inside the vaginal wall, toward the belly button. But it's not a dot, it's a zone of spongy tissue around the urethral sponge and Skene's glands. When aroused, it swells, thickens, and becomes sensitive to deep, rhythmic pressure. Here's the mistake most men make: they attack. They rush. They think harder and faster means better. But G-spot stimulation is not a race, it's a rhythm. The magic isn't in force. It's in finesse. The most effective motion is a slow, firm, come here, gesture with 1 or 2 fingers, curved toward the front wall. But technique alone isn't enough. Timing is everything. You don't jump to the G-spot cold, you build arousal first. You warm her body, activate her mind, and only then does deep stimulation feel good instead of invasive. When done right, G-spot touch can create a pressure that feels almost like needing to pee. That's normal. It's often the edge right before release. If she tenses or pulls back here, don't stop, reassure. Stay steady. Let her know she's safe. Because the urge to control is what blocks release. This is where emotional connection meets physical skill. It's not about giving her an orgasm. It's about creating an experience where she can let go fully, because she knows you're not trying to conquer her body, but to meet her exactly where she is. That's where intimacy begins. That's where real transformation happens. And here's the key: she will never release if she doesn't feel emotionally safe. That's not opinion. That's biology. A woman's nervous system is the true gatekeeper of arousal. If she feels judged, rushed, or pressured to perform, her body shuts down, not out of rejection, but protection. Female arousal isn't linear. It's responsive. Her body responds less to friction and more to the feeling of safety, of being seen, accepted, and unhurried. That's why trust doesn't start in the bedroom. It starts long before. Safety isn't about saying, "You're safe." It's in your presence. Do you listen? Do you slow down? Do you ask how she feels instead of assuming? Do you hold space for her emotions instead of brushing them aside? These signals tell her whether she's free to let go, or whether she has to perform. And neuroscience confirms it: when she feels safe, her parasympathetic nervous system activates. That state is essential for orgasm and for squirting. Without it, her body blocks release. So hear this: real men don't chase outcomes, they create environments. The man who slows down, holds space, breathes deeply, and focuses on her experience more than his ego, that's the man she remembers. Emotional safety isn't weak. It's power. Because when she feels safe, her body stops protecting and starts expressing. So if you want to help her experience squirting, don't just learn technique. Learn patience. Learn attunement. Learn to hold space without needing to be the hero. Because she's not a performance. She's a person. And when she finally lets go with you, it won't just be fluid, it'll be trust. Now let's talk about signs. Her body always speaks before the release happens. Subtle shifts. Her hips stiffen, her breath shortens, her pelvic floor contracts, her thighs tremble, her voice lowers. These are biological markers that her body is preparing. If you rush here, you break it. If you hold her steady, you amplify it. Squirting isn't a button. It's a wave. Small contractions build, often before she even notices. If you stay consistent and calm, the wave grows stronger. But most men panic, they speed up, thinking they need to finish. That kills the moment. She doesn't need speed, she needs permission. This is where skill shows. Boys chase reactions. Men read responses. A skilled partner reassures with calm phrases: "You're safe. Just let go." That reassurance is more powerful than any physical move because it tells her, "I'm here. I see you. I'm not going anywhere." That's what allows her to ride the wave fully. If you're trying to make her squirt, you've already lost. Because when intimacy becomes performance, connection disappears. The most powerful experiences come not from doing more, but from slowing down. Slowing down triggers oxytocin, the bonding hormone. It deepens trust and tells her she's not a project, she's a person being felt, not just touched. That shift changes everything. It gives her brain time to process pleasure instead of guarding against it. It makes space for release. Every time you resist the urge to rush, you show mastery. Not force, but self-control. And when she feels that, she softens. She opens in ways she never has before. This isn't about ticking a box. It's about tuning into each moment, from the first kiss to the build-up to deep, connected touch. When your energy says, "I'm not in a rush," her body responds by trusting. And trust is the foundation for every deep release, whether orgasm, tears, or waves of squirting. So slow down. Soften your ego. Be present. Don't chase the outcome, feel the experience. Because when you let go of needing her to respond a certain way, you create space for her to respond more deeply than she ever has. That's not just technique. That's transformation. That's intimacy as art. And that's the difference between touching her body and unlocking her completely. So here's the truth: squirting isn't about pressure, performance, or tricks. It's about safety, surrender, and connection. When you understand that, you unlock more than pleasure, you unlock trust, intimacy, and freedom. If you found this video valuable, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And if you want more science-based, myth-busting conversations about intimacy and sexual health, hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. I'm Dr. Sarah, and I'll see you in the next one.